When it comes to Pokemon battles, Mega Stones almost feel magical because you can't do anything to them. Take Fling, for example. If I have a Mega Medicham or any Mega Pokemon holding that Mega Stone, it's going to make it to where I can't use Fling at all. I can have the move, but it's going to fail every time because the Mega Stone is effectively glued to that Pokemon once Mega Evolution is possible to be achieved. That when you think about it, yeah, you can't knock it off, can't trick it away, you can't really do anything, so the Mega Evolution is completely safe and protected. But what happens if we take a different Pokemon? I'm just going to go into my Weavile right now, which also knows Fling, but it isn't capable of Mega Evolution. It's also not even holding the appropriate Mega Stone. Let's see if Fling can work when throwing that item as well. So this is actually one of the more interesting interactions that you can kind of have inside of Pokemon, and I don't think many people have explored or looked into this. So yeah, if we use Fling when holding an incompatible Mega Stone, it's actually going to work. And now I need to soft reset my game because there's no way I'm going to lose my Audinite for free like that. So it made me wonder what else can be done with the Mega Stones, and then also what about Z Crystals? Can we do these interactions and expand it any further? So let's see how much fun we can get out of this video. But also you might notice at the end of the battle, much like anything you fling, that item is gone for good. So yeah, no. So let's go and take this to the next level. Right now I have a Dhelmise holding a Medicham, and it also gets access to the Switcheroo. Now, going off the rules that we have from earlier, since Dhelmise doesn't need the Mega Stone, it seems like it should be able to Switcheroo. So let's see if that ends up playing out. And I'm just going to bullet punch a random Pokemon, because it's all going to be about Dhelmise for the turn. But will the Switcheroo actually work onto the Medicham? And does this have any application to it that normally you just want the Pokemon to Mega Evolve? But what happens if we can make the item work on that turn, then get the swap in? That way we have a Mega Pokemon that also temporarily had access to an item. It feels like there could be a lot of potential there if this indeed works, because it says on the wiki, or at least the Bulbapedia, I mean, actually, wow, we just saw the perfect case right here, that to prevent status, oh, never mind, that actually changes things a lot. I thought, from reading, like, the wiki, it looks like that you can actually switcheroo away the Mega Stone as long as it doesn't bother that Pokemon too much. But when it came to the Medicham, I was expecting that we could maybe get some extra effect out of it. That, okay, what if we have a Pokemon that's threatening to status us on this turn, then we have an item like the Lumberry. The Lumberry will give us the effect of the Lumberry or whatever, and then we can also go and use the switcheroo on the Medicham, but it actually ended up not working. Now, what happens if we switch our Medicham into another Pokemon? So this time we have the Audinite, and then we go for the switcheroo onto our switching Pokemon. Will that work? Because it seems like we have these interactions to where it kind of merges and mixes the items around, but if it's going onto the Mega, it's not allowed. So it has to enter the battle. It has to begin the battle with the expectation that it can Mega Evolve. So fortunately, Dhelmise will survive for the turn. Audino just goes for another Thunder Wave, and how will the Switcheroo react in this case? So Dhelmise gets Switcheroo, and that's gonna work. So yeah, we can bounce around those Mega Stones all that we want. Now, interestingly enough, there's actually going to be the Audinite that I randomly chose for the Dhelmise, and it's going to be with the Audino over there. So I didn't really plan on that, but I still think it's pretty interesting. So now what happens if we try to, like, knock off a Mega Stone? And here comes the knockoff onto the Dhelmise. So I just brought in the Alolan Muck. That's going to hit the Dhelmise, and it will be super effective, but it doesn't look like... Oh, there it is. Alright, there goes the item. So yeah, the knockoff affects the Mega Stones. So you can knock off Mega Stones technically, as long as the Pokemon isn't compatible with that Mega Stone. But it does kind of lead into the weird things, like, why can't I switcheroo the stone into the Mega Pokemon to give it that opportunity? So it just seems like there's like a complete incompatibility with the trick with the switcheroo. And the reason why I decided to come up with this, and what first made me realize this, was when I was doing my video, and I noticed that Mega Stones can be flung, that all Mega Stones are 80 base power when using Fling. Now that's not like the most insanely powerful move, but still something pretty awesome. Also, we can see like the Hard Stone, the Rare Bone, all fossils, those have slightly more power. So if you just want a 100 base power one time use dark move, you can actually get it for pretty good, and then Mega Stones are just 80, and then that's like where the trivia kind of showed it right here, that it will fail if the Pokemon is holding any type of gem, Z-Crystal, Pokeball, Mail, Red Orb, or all kinds of fun stuff like that. So you can't throw, or you can't fling a Pokeball to fling a Pokeball. Like, I guess that just counts as capturing the Pokemon. But you can't use it as an offensive damage. So you're pretty much free to move around the Mega Stones under certain conditions. Now, as for Z-Crystals, it does say it will fail if Pokemon is holding any type of gem or Z-Crystal. But what about an incompatible Z-Crystal? Okay, so now I have my Weavile holding a Steelium Z, so I don't have any Steel-type moves, and even said incompatible when I gave it to the Pokemon. So it's kind of interesting that you can give the incompatible Z move. But yeah, if we go for the Fling right there, it will not work at all. So the Bulbapedia article, and also just kind of like the understanding of the Z moves, seems to hold pretty true right there. But yeah, we hit the Z power, and there's no usable move. So that's kind of what that looks like when you're in the situation. So some interesting interactions overall. That Z moves, Z crystals, those are completely locked down. Mega Stones can be moved around unless the Pokemon either giving or receiving has the potential to Mega Evolve off of that stone. And it honestly bums me out quite a lot because I was looking into some other Pokemon and stuff. Like, think about it. That means you could do all kinds of crazy combos if the Mega Evolving Pokemon was able to receive the stone. That we saw with the Lumberry. What about other items? That maybe you could have something like the Misty Seed set up or a Grassy Seed. That all you have to do is kind of make sure it goes right. That if you have a Pokemon that is faster than the Pokemon Mega Evolving. So let's just say we have well, not really a lot of these Pokemon are fast. Let's just say we have a Sceptile. Sceptile comes in, and it goes and sets the grassy terrain, and then you have a Mega Pokemon that uses Trick or Switcheroo. That way it's able to get the benefit of the Grassy Seed, then Switcheroo, and then Mega Evolve on the next turn. They have the full benefits of the Mega Evolution right there. I was thinking maybe it could be the same for other in-battle effect items. Adrenaline Orb. That how awesome would it be that if you just go special attacking Pokemon with the Adrenaline Orb against Intimidate and like doubles or something, well then that means you're actually going to be able to get the extra benefit, because a lot of people don't really realize that Adrenaline Orb has a secondary effect. If the holder is affected by Intimidate, speed is increased by 1 stage. So it'll be consumed right there, then you can trick the Mega Stone in, now you have a +1 speed on whatever Mega Pokemon ends up Mega Evolving for the next turn. So it could have been like a fun little mechanic that I don't think people have explored, but overall you can still fling Mega Stones, you can knock off incompatible Mega Stones, but anytime it's actually get real use, it's pretty much locked down. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day, thank you very much for watching.